everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. I got a good one for you guys. I just went live on these guys' channel here. What great, foolish clowns these guys are. This moron even tried to accuse me of drugs. I'm going to show you guys. You're a joke, bro. You got no education, do you? None. You got no education. So you're going to act like you're a hip hopper with your backwards hat on. You're going to act like a hip hopper wannabe. All right. I know the mind frame of these kinds of people, right? So let me set everything up. So I want to put it side by side. I want to pull it up. That way I can stop it. So let me put my link here. I'm going to put my link in the description so everyone can join. Hang on 1 minute. Let's copy that. Let me go out of here. All right. All right. So let's see. Is our link here? There's my link. Join as a guest. I'm going to join up as a guest real quick for my own self. All right. Here we go. Add. Mighty Mouse. Come on up, Mighty Mouse. There we go. All right, we're good here. Now let me set everything up so I can show you guys this video. This guy's a clown. Like again, these people think they speak Hebrew. They're not even Israelites. And they don't even know their language is Canaanite. All in none of this stuff. These people are absolutely insane when it comes to them trying to have the truth. Big echoes. Echo, 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 echo. I thought you were going to go eat, bro. He's still on right now. Look, he said he told me I have to go eat. I'm eating spaghetti. Yeah, they're still live. Look, they're still live. You liar. You're a liar. See, that's one thing I don't like. I don't like liars. Period. I just don't like liars. Not one bit. Especially people who make a claim. They make claims that they think they know anything about God's word, all this other nonsense. Bunch of false people. This is the problem with platforms and YouTube. YouTube needs to start verifying people to make sure that people that are trying to teach people, other people, are literally being honest, and they're not manipulating. They're not lying. In that sense. I might have to scoop this back. Tell me when. Tell me when, Captain. Tell me when. There we go. Get them on here, both of them. There we go. All right. Now we'll set this up here. We're gonna play this. I'm gonna play this for you guys. This is insane. He tried to tell me that there's two words in the Hebrew are synonyms. Synonym. Dog and canine are synonyms. And you guys will see what I'm talking about here in a minute. This is absolutely insane. But again, I'm going to shut them down. Oh, and by the way, I tried to go on Kara's channel. Kara, this one girl, the Muslim girl I was telling you about, so I can try to, steer her, teach her in a proper way. So we will see how all that works. Okay, let's see. I'm going to mute this. Get it all set up. There you go. No echo now. Got no echo. There we go. But I just want you to have the video footage, right? That's what I want you to have. Let's play it. Let's see if it's ready.
That's okay. Yeah. Real quick super chat here. Thank you so much. Green Country Agroforestry, really appreciate it. Scholarship is nice, debate is interesting, but this is a competition of egos.
There's begging for money.
Well, okay. I don't know about all that. But,
all right. So I just want to recognize them. So, okay, Christopher, I'm bringing you back on here real quick here. What source do you have for the 144,000?
Let's go to the beginning of it. All right. We're getting there. Here, they'll collect their money.
Use the restroom. I can smell the spaghetti in the kitchen cooking. I'm like, oh,
my stomach is. I mean, we've been cooking this whole time, but my stomach is rumbling too.
Yes. All right, Christopher.
Rodney Creech is an America First conservative, fighting for our values every day. Born and raised on a four-generation.
Let's skip it.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
My spaghetti.
I'm doing great, thank you. I just had some spaghetti, no lie.
I don't lie.
Synchronicity happening in the universe.
I hate
garlic bread. You got garlic bread?
Definitely garlic bread. Have to have it. So,
yes,
you've been in the back for a while. Apologies for the long wait. Thanks for being patient. What's up? Wait a
minute. Stop. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. These guys act as if they're friendly. And then you see they turn around when I prove them wrong. Then they want to they start mocking me. They start making fun of me. And then they accuse me of doing drugs. You freaking clowns. You clowns. I hate people that flatter. Remember what Jesus says, beware of those with flattering tongues. You're a flatterer, so don't flatter me. Don't you dare flatter me. I could care less about you or your channel. I just joined your channel because I wanted to expose certain people and liars. I want to expose the liars and the deceivers.
want to focus on?
Well, I've never been here before, but I was scrolling through and I came across a channel listening to what his name, Toronto, was saying. Yeah. And now, mind you, I'm not a Christian. I'm not affiliated with any religion. However, I've actually studied all the books and I write thesis papers on books. So when you guys pulled up Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, and anybody can come to my channel and read the theses that I write. Fact. 6, I actually wrote a thesis on this very scripture verse. So the gentleman that was speaking, so unto us a child, that word there is Yachled. And it's actually, so you have child and then you have son. And those are very distinct in the noun that they're given and the description meaning of what that is. So the child that's born is flesh. They call it. Now I want you guys to understand, and I will show you. I will literally show you the Hebrew. And then this clown started bringing up letters, so I tricked him. I wanted to see if he's paying attention. So I said, "There's no consonances in the Hebrew." Instead of saying vowels, I said consonances, just to see if he's paying attention, because he tried to make a claim that when I'm pronouncing Yachled, it's not Yachled. And then he started saying there's no all this other nonsense. Get the son. Do you know who you're talking to? I don't think you do. I really don't think you do. Now watch. So unto us a child, that word there is Yachled. And it's actually, so you have child and then you have son. And those are very distinct in the noun that they're given and the description meaning of what that is. So the child that's born is flesh. They call it the Son of Man. However, the son that's given, and if you tap on that word there in your concordance, if you have one, I'll wait if you want to look for it, and that's ben or bene, that can be a metaphorical or a structure in the manner of like what priests, when they offer an offering, it's for the whole community. It's not just for a single thing, like an individual person can offer a sin offering, but when it's going to be a community sacrificial type lamb, then the whole community is given this lamb. So in it says a son. So the son. So do you guys understand that? So the flesh is meaningless. The flesh is meaningless. The spirit is what gives it life. Therefore, when people in Christianity will say things like, and other people around the world, that this is dying for your sins. No. You're still dying for your own sins, by the way. The sin offering, which is a male lamb, the sin offering, which is individual offerings, according to Levitical law, is female. And there are structures to it of poor. If you're poor and you can't find a lamb, then you can go all the way to the poorest level where it's just flour or grain. And that's your offering for sin, personal. When it's a community, so the child is an individual person, so individual sins go to that individuality. Thus, you get female lambs. When it's a global phenomenon, as instance, the sacrificial Lamb of God who taketh away the sin of the world, that is a community sacrifice. So the word there used is bene, or son. Son of God, not son of man. That's a distinction. Son of God, son of man. So the Son of God is what is offering his own. So the Spirit gives life. So the Son of God wanted a life. He created a vessel. He entered into Yeshua ben Miriam. And then he, because of the command from the Father, I will lay down my life. No one lays down my life but myself. And the Son of God speaks in this manner, I will destroy this temple and in 3 days resurrected. Therefore, making the claim, he, the Son of God, is greater than the Son of Man, which the flesh is meaningless, spirit gives life. Don't you ever mock me, son. I will shut your channel down. You won't be able to go beg and borrow super chats. Someone just gave me $5. Someone gave me $5. Woo! Go get a job. Make more money than $5. You got to get 1,000 views on YouTube just to get $1. You're insane. These people are insane. Go get a job. Go get a job. Or like they always say about me, these people literally maybe they need to go get help because they're mental. They think they're teachers and they teaching corruption. Fact. Fact. All right, let's continue. Watch. Is the Spirit Son of God, not Son of Man. They're very distinct in that verse. However, it doesn't strictly say it's Yeshua. However, we can go to other verses to see prophecy that was way back in Adam's day that will refer to a virgin bearing a son. However, yes, I understand your arguments where many people have claimed, including the first one of them was Semiramis back in the Babylon or the Tower of Babel. She claimed to be a virgin coming out of a cave and had a son of God in that sense.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
No, shut your mouth. Don't interrupt me. You're a clown. Don't interrupt me. You sit back and maybe you'll learn something. Zip your lip and humble yourself. Your ego is crazy. Your ego's, and then this jerk, he's going to sit there and from his peanut gallery, he's going to post comments of ignorant people of commenting about me. This is what these clowns do. You know, YouTube, there should be a violation of policy when they do this with academic studies of realities and truths so that people can no longer manipulate and distort things to lead people in a wrong path. Because this is exactly what goes on when you get a group ganging up on others to silence the truth. That's what you are, sir. You one of those that gang up, but you're not doing it like in a school playground. Instead, you on your keyboard. You're a keyboard gangster now. You're not in the real world on the playground where someone can shut your mouth for you. You're on a keyboard, so now you're going to go to your followers. Yeah, let's post our followers chat. Look what they said about you. You see the ignorance of these people? You see how much of a joke they really are in the living of life? Let's continue.
First things first is that the text of Isaiah 9 doesn't mention a son of man at all. It never mentions that. Although son of man,
Wait a minute. He just said that the text in Isaiah 9, verse 6, which literally says Yachled, which is a literal son born in flesh. That's what the word means. Yachled. And he said, there's no son of man being born. This shows how ignorant he is. He thinks he knows my language, which is not my language. But if you're Israel during that time period, it would have been the priestly Levitical language that they would have spoke. And you think you know what you're talking about, you clown? I am a Levi. I am a Kohen. I am a teacher. Trust me, because I'm just shutting you down. And anybody else can watch this video to show you how I shut you down, clowns. Now watch.
Just means human being, because it means son
Wait,
of Adam.
he just said it just means human being. Then he's saying son of Adam. Well, wait, you just said that it's not a son of man. Is a son of man a son of Adam? Because I'm a son. I'm not the son of man, but I am a son of man because the son of man has the son of God in him. I am just a son of man who has the spirit of truth in me. Test me. Test me. You see what I'm saying? These people lack knowledge, and they think they're wise. Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8. And they corrupt it so foul and dirty. All right, I'll try not to interrupt anymore. Let's go. A virgin coming out of a cave and had a son of God in that sense.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First things first is that the text of Isaiah 9 doesn't mention a son of man at all. It never mentions that. Although son of man, Ben Adam, just means human being, because it means son of Adam, and we're all sons of Adam.
The word Yalad, it's specifically. Oh,
Vice President J.D.
all their damn commercials. Look, they want to get commercials. Commercials. We got to get commercials. We're trying to make money. We advertise. We're teaching lies Lies so we can make money off lies. That's Satan, everyone. That's what you call Satan. That's real truth. That's what Satan does. He tries to profit off lies. Jews are a diverse group of people that are claiming to be a race from a religion, from the land of Judea. The word is Yehudite, which is from the tribe of Judah. So it's not a Jew. You can't claim to be a Jew and have multiple tribes and then call yourself a Jew. And Jew in any text it says Yehudite. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I'll show everybody at the end of this channel, I'll go to the Torah, show you where they changed it, write Jew in the English, and then I'll show you the concordance where it is literally Yehudite, a tribe of Judah. Simeon is a tribe of them. Gad is that tribe. Benjamin's that tribe. Yehudite is a tribe. Yehudites are not Levites, even though we share in the lineage of our father Jacob, but Jacob had other wives, Rachel, Leah. So we're not all related through maternalism. Through paternalism, we are related. Ah, you donkeys. See? These, they don't even know this. They don't even know this. That's why the diverse people now, they claiming maternal. They claiming maternal, right? Because they can't claim paternal because they're not really Israelites. So I taught you about that thing, what they did back in World War II, so you can get why they have a maternal mitochondrial DNA now. So let's continue. But anytime that I see something, I need to correct it for these guys to expose them. I'm going to have to do that because they make me sick. You don't get to call me names and you don't get to falsely bear witness on me and try to say I'm doing something I don't do without me I'm going to get you now. I'm going to show you exactly how much intelligence and wisdom I got when it comes to the word of God.
No,
that's a fact.
Incorrect. Can you spell
incorrect? All right, wait. Let's bring it up. I want you to bring it up on stage so the people watching can see it. The word Jew in any Old Testament, what is it referring to? Is it referring to an Israelite or is it because see, in the text of the old way, Israelites were talking about the whole family of Jacob. But more specifically, the word Jew there, when they write Jew, it's a tribe. It's Jew, Yehudite. It's from the tribe of Judah. And he just said, no? What? What? Referring to a specific tribe called Yehudite.
No,
Judah.
So in Hebrew, it's pronounced Yehuda.
No, it's Yehudite. It's a Yehudite.
No, spell it.
And the reason it's Yehudite is because there's more than one person in the tribe. He said the singular version of it. See, he don't even know the difference between singular and plural. He's trying to make a connotation where that word is, for instance, if I was going to say David is from the tribe of Yehudi, that's singular because I'm speaking of David as a singular noun. He is what he is, Yehudi, a Judah in that manner. When I say Yehudite, in the terminologies, when they change, sometimes they change Israel to Yehudite so that they can write Jew in English, which is false. That's a huge scholarly fallacy right there. Huge. So now he's confused because he thinks what he reads from Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8, he thinks what he's reading in the book of the scribes is correct. You see, they don't even study. They don't study. They just pulling up on computer real quick. Well, what did the scholars say about it? I'm going to tell. No, it's Yehudi, not Yehudite. Oh, singular, plural. I just proved it. When they're speaking of the whole tribe, they're Yehudites, not Yehudi. That's singular. Crazy man.
In Hebrew.
It's Yehudite. Pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
If this guy's not going to pull it up, I'll pull it up and prove to all the people watching that you're corrupted. You're corrupting the actual text. Jew is not a race of people. It never was. It was known as a religion that came out of Judea when they started writing a thing called the Talmud. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Whoa.
Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew? Are you claiming to be a Jew?
Honey, chill out. Okay.
Yeah, just calm down, buddy. Calm down. Calm
All
down.
right, I'm asking you a question. Are you
Yeah.
claiming to be a Jew?
I'm not Jewish. I'm a Gentile.
No, but you are you?
Oh, I am not a Jew. I'm an Israelite. I am
so
from the
you're-
tribe of Levi. In fact,
you're
I'm a
from the
Pashtun.
tribe-
I am
Are
a
you-
Pashtun in Afghanistan.
Are you
So look,
genetically a tribe?
He
of
pulled
Levi?
up genetically from the paternal. He pulled up the singular version. This is singular. See where it says root word etymology? Patramatically from H3063. Look at what he's pulled up. He's pulled up H3064. There's singular, plural. This guy is stupid. So the paternal, Yehudites, all people that are from Judah's tribe would be called Yehudite, I-T-E at the end of, just like saying T-I-A-N. Christian means the many that follow the Christ. So it at the end of the word is the many of Judah, which is paternally from that paternal father. So the whole word becomes plural. The singular, which he's pulling up to try to stress, it's Yehudi. Yehudi. What verse? Where's the verse? Show me the verse. I did not ask you to bring up the meaning of a word in singular or plural. I said, go to the Torah and pull up the verse where they're talking about the whole family, and you tell me what they wrote there in English, J-E-W, and the actual meaning is Yehudite, the many, plural. See the fallacy? He's so ignorant. Ignorant man. Ignorant man. Maternal, not maternal. Maternal side of the Levitical priesthood.
I've got the word for Jew on the screen
Yehuda.
right now. I want you to spell out letter for letter.
J-U-D-A-H-I-T-E
No.
in English, or do you want the Hebrew version?
The
I
Hebrew.
could care less about whether. Do you think that when a scribe describes it in the English, it's going to differ in the meaning? Yes or no? Haha. See? So he was doing this to other people who had no intelligence. He was trying to get them to spell the Hebrew version of Yehudite, because there's no vowels, but there's a tav. That T at the end, that makes it plural. You dummy. You dummy. But he wants you to spell it in the singular version, which would only contain Y-H-D. H, by the way. H would be also. So he doesn't even have the full term of Judah. He just has it ending in Y-H-D. But it has a he at the end of it, because it's he is a house in that sense, a leader, a paternal. That's why it says right there, you see it where it says root etymology underneath it, patromically, that's father. So he doesn't even know what the freak he's saying or doing. He's ignorant, and misleading many people that go to this channel, misleading many people in false things. Fact. Watch. Yes or no? Answer the question.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Hold on, Christopher.
He keeps muting me.
Yeah,
This guy is trying to mute me constantly without answering a question.
We have to have a back and forth capable conversation here. Go ahead, Dalton. What
So
we're trying to get at?
the letter het, which produces the guttural sound, isn't present in the word Yehudi. So it's Yud Hey Vav Dalet Yud.
Look. He says it's not present. Y-E-H. Yeah. Or that's the yod. Yod. Right? Then look at the next one. Right there. H-O-O. So you're saying there's no in it? It's clearly written that there's a yah-di. Yah-di. Yes, there is. And he lied. So you can see the spelling. I'll show you. I'll show it to you on the dang screen, man. Literally. There's two H's sitting right here. Two H's in his own verse. And he said there's no grunt pronunciation of this word. Here's that in the English. Y-H-U-D-I. But you don't have a U. You don't have a I at the end, by the way. So, but this is singular. Singular. And it's a lie. Look, Jew, no, that's lie. Judah. That means it's a single man. When you say Yehudi, that's a single man from the tribe of Judah. If you say Yehudites, that's the plural. There's many of us, many of the tribe. So right there, everyone, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I just showed you. And now he's going to sit there and flat out lie. Listen what he says. There's no
Het, which produces the guttural sound, isn't present in the word Yehudi. So it's Yud Hey Vav Dalet Yud. It's from Yehuda.
So there's no hey. So you're saying there's no hey? There's no hey?
There's no letter ket. The letter
yes,
ket.
That's an H. Are you crazy insane? All right, I'm going to pull up everyone. I'll pull up the pictograph for this guy and everything else because he doesn't know Hebrew. These guys claim that they can speak Hebrew or get Hebrew. They're getting it from what's going on today from Jews. Jews are not Israelites. Sorry to burst your bubble, my friend. But you're making a false claim. You're making a false claim.
Anyways, so I'll just continue with
what I'm saying. So,
no, the letter that produces the guttural ch sound in Hebrew is the letter chet.
There, I pulled it up.
So no one can see your screen.
I literally pulled up the script.
I'm aware of what pictographic Hebrew is. That's just a different way of writing the letters.
Now he's going to say, you can't say there's a different way. Otherwise, if there's a different way of Hebrew, then you're talking something of Yiddish or a different way of New Age Jews today. I don't care for Jews. Jews are the little foreign that comes out of America. It was created. And don't call me honey. You're a fool. Listen to him. Listen to this guy. He's mocking people. Anybody can come to Captain Skeleton Man, my channel, and I'll shut these people down. I write thesis papers. These guys just beg for money. You beg for money. Super chat. Thank you for $5. You beg people for money. You're just as corrupt as any religion in the world.
What is the name of the channel?
You don't teach any truth. You beg for money from YouTube. Go get a real job. Go get a real job.
What is the name?
You're not a teacher. You're not a teacher. I'm the teacher. You're not.
What's the name of the channel?
It's Captain Skeleton Man.
Captain.
And then the clowns just left. You see how they mock and they laugh? They do this when they get shut down, when they don't have truth. The beast in Daniel 7 is America. The little horn is this new Israel being created. That's taking all your money. That's taking all your money right now. And your gas is all high because you're attacking people of Islam, because you're Islamophobic. You're nutcases, every one of you. And you don't know the word Yehuda.
Christopher, did you take any substances before the show began? See.
Oh, he's going to falsely accuse me of doing drugs. You're lame. You're lame, bro.
That was an accusation. That was a question. I just wanted to know whether or not.
Come with something other than that nonsense.
Yeah, you can't. You have
come with truth, because I just shut you down. That's why they removed it now. They took that word down because he saw that there's 2 H's there, and he lied. He flat out lied. And the other guy that's sitting there, he saw it himself. He saw it his own self, and he's thinking, "Wow, yeah, what?" And then I could have added, if he was watching now, I let him know there's singular and plural understanding of that. Now you can really see that the guy that you brought on is a complete moron. You should start having me come to your channel more if you want to actually know truth, not pull up clowns because they have clout, because you're clout chasers. That's all you are. You don't have no truth to you. It's better than that. That's what you can say. Are you on drugs? Or look, the devil's manifesting. That's all. You people are the same anywhere I go.
I don't believe
you can't debate me. Anyway, it states a son is given.
You are correct that I can't debate you because you just yell.
God so loved the world, he gave his only son. What is son? A spirit or flesh? Spirit or flesh?
Flesh. Jesus of Nazareth was made of flesh.
Son is not flesh. A child is the flesh. The word there tells you. You're so ignorant. Yes, the word tells you, because why would you use 2 separate words in the same context? This day a child is born, a son is given. Is the Son of God spirit or flesh, moron? Is God, the Father himself, spirit or flesh, moron? Oh, you see, this is how I slip. I catch up with Christians. They slip in their doctrine, and then Muslims slip as well. because they can't understand the separation of spirit and flesh in that context. And now these morons sit here and they're promoting Jewish falseness in a sense, really promoting Jewish falseness. And then they've get all these radical religious people that come in that don't really have the truth, so they're always going to destroy them through these things. But a man like me, buddy, you can't lie to me. I have the spirit of truth in me. I'm the one that shows everyone what belongs to the Son of God. He gives it to me, and I show you. I am only the moon. Of myself, I have no light. I only reflect the one who is the light. Can you comprehend what I just said, moron? Can you comprehend that? Or was my analogy of the moon and the sun beyond your comprehension? Does the sun give light? Is the sun a source of light? Does it produce its own light? It's called analogy. Watch this guy. He's going to try to say synonym. Synonym. That two separate words that are giving in the context two separate understandings. One's flesh, a child. One's a son, because God is giving a son, his son. Whose son? His son. Only begotten. If the spirit only begets spirit, how is God begetting flesh? Tell me. I thought God created flesh, not beget it. Oh, Christians, Muslims, Jews, globally around the world, you clowns, you fools. So there you have the understanding in the context, as in John 3:16, for God, Elohim, Spirit, so loved the world that he gave his only begotten, spirit begets spirit, flesh begets flesh. So is there a distinction between Son of God, Son of Man? You stupid moron clowns.
You don't know
You're
Hebrew.
so ignorant.
You don't know Hebrew.
I just pulled it up for you.
You pulled.
Oh, more commercial. More commercial. That's all they do. Play these stupid commercials.
They're synonyms.
Are they? Oh my God. Oh, wait. He said this. Listen, he said this. A child is the flesh. Now, wait. A synonym. I'll give you an example of a synonym so everyone can understand. Canine, dog. Feline, cat. Those are called synonyms because the noun or the subject is what it is. A feline is also a cat. A cat is also a feline. A dog is a canine. A canine is a dog. That's a synonym. When you have two distinct words in the context, one's talking about spirit, one's talking about flesh, they're not synonyms, you moron. Word there tells you. You're so ignorant, man.
You don't know Hebrew.
You're so ignorant.
You don't know Hebrew.
I just pulled it up for you.
You pulled up the
I pulled it up for you. I tried to get you to read. What is the difference between son and child? Are there two different words in that verse?
They're synonyms.
Are they? Oh my God, he thinks they're synonyms. Do you see this? This guy is an absolute moron.
Night Wise, thanks for the super chat. Okay, I'll have Toronto back there.
I know. This person makes Toronto look like this person makes Toronto look like a fucking genius. That's absolutely.
See, this guy, because Toronto, the Christian that was before, was complete moron. So now he's going to try to downgrade me on your channel because you look stupid. You have an ego. You thought you could teach people, and now I made you look like a complete clown. And now you're going to attack me, and you think you're going to monetize this video and make personal attacks when I'm actually teaching the absolute truth. Every scholar would back me in what I'm saying. Every scholar. Now, YouTube, you're going to let them monetize and treat people in such a manner that is a violation of your own policy? That's heresy if you do. But they do. This is what they do. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares for the reality of truth. They all deaf, dumb, and blind. Every one of them. So he's going to try to discredit me. You're not allowed to if you want to try to discredit me, bring your proof, bring your evidence like any other academic scholar would, and give us your hypotheses and your theory and do your experimentations on what it is so that it can be proven as an empirical fact. And then maybe you can write it as a definition like I can when I give you the definition that you have a perception fallacy, bro. You have a perception fallacy. That's what I created. That's the thesis I made that. I'm a scholar. You dirty man. You najis man. Yeah, you're gonna read super like I care about the peanut gallery that pays you money. You're gonna agree with anybody who gives you some kind of money, bro. I like likes and loves on my channel. You're lame. You have no knowledge. There's two separate words there. Are there two separate words in the Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6? Are those two distinct Hebrew words that have different meaning?
No,
and you're saying they're synonyms?
Yeah.
You know what a synonym is?
Yeah, two words that mean the same thing.
I can say a dog and a canine. That's a synonym.
Yes, and child.
These words here, child, the word there is what? Yachled. What is the sun word?
Yeah.
What is the sun? Yachled. Yes, it is. It's Yachled. Yes.
It's Yeled.
It's not yeah. There's no E. There's no such thing as an E. So he thinks that the yod. So see, this is why I catch him up here. It's pronounced yod. There's no yed. It's not pronounced yed. Because remember, there's no consonants or vowels. So if there's no vowels, E doesn't exist. There's yod, lamed, there's he, daleth. So you have yod, daleth, he, yachud, yachud. Not yeled, not ye or ye. See, they're adding constant or vowels to pronounce to distort pronunciation of the original consonant letter. You can understand what I'm saying? It's a clown. Consonant in Hebrew. There's no consonants in the Hebrew language. Be quiet.
Wait, no consonants.
Yeah. Watch. Look.
E is not a consonant.
I slip him up. Watch. I'm gonna slip him up. I'm gonna see if he's even paying attention to what he's pronouncing, because he's trying to say he knows this. So I'm gonna say there's no consonants. There's really no vowels. There's no consonants. I'm gonna see if he understands what I'm saying. Word. Yeah. What is the sun? Yachled. Yes, it is. It's Yachled. Yes.
It's Yeled.
It's not yeah. There's no E. There's no. So he's saying it's Yelled. Yell. L. There's a lamed before the he. What? Listen to him. Listen. What is the sun word? Yeah. What is the sun? Yachled. Yes, it is. It's Yachled. Yes.
It's Yeled.
It's not there's no E. There's no such thing as any consonant in the Hebrew. There's no consonants in the Hebrew language. Be quiet.
Wait, no consonants? I think E is not a consonant, sir. It's a vowel.
Crazy. You're crazy. Well, vowel. I mean vowel. Yeah, vowel. You're right. I caught you. You're paying attention. No, you didn't. Because you're the one trying to say that E has a pronunciation. I busted you just now. Yep. Yeah is yeah. See, I'm way too slick for these guys. Way too slick. Because I hear what they say. I perceive things that all of this is going into my mind at one time. Not perceiving it. And then I'm in my mind, I'm going to create a chess move. I'm going to create a chess move on the guy to just stamp his coffin in a manner. So he's saying that the E, how do you say E in Hebrew? How do you say E in Hebrew? You can't. You're right. Yeah, you're very good. You can't. There is none. It's the scholars have corrupted something. You see what I'm trying to explain to you now? Scholars are adding things to make the word Jew profound in what they are as an existence. But they don't exist. Is added false lie. You are of the seat of the synagogue of Satan. Sit down. El, Lamed, and then Dalet. See? That's Yalet. Did you hear what I said? El, Lamed? Because he's the one pronouncing Yel. You understand what I'm saying? He's adding things into the pronunciation before the he itself. And it means something. By the way, the next word is Bane. Bane.
It's just, no, it's not. It's not.
Yes, it's Bane. You can pronounce it.
What? Yeah,
you can. So why they mute me is because, see, I'm catching him up in all of his understanding. Bani Israel, sons, plural, many. Ben or Bene is singular. Yeshua ben Miriam. Now, I wouldn't say Yeshua bani is Miriam. Jesus is not sons of Miriam. You understand? So I'm catching them up. All I'm doing is wanting to expose this, and then I'm going to show you the actual spelling. I'll grab my other phone at the end of this to show you what I was showing these people and how they were getting caught up.
So the word in
There's
Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 is just the word ben. It's not bene. Bene is the plural form of ben, which means children or sons.
They are pulling it up right there.
You've got your screen up, bud, but I can actually bring up the actual Hebrew so that everyone can see.
Real quick, super chat from iMix. What I like.
So they always go, and I find this. They go to some book that's specific to try to. It's like how Christians, once their doctrine is messed up, Christians always have to go to the letters of Paul. They completely ignore Jesus, Yeshua's words, Isa's words, and they go to Paul's letters to say, there's a Holy Ghost, there's a Holy Spirit. Oh, yeah. When it's actual Ruach Disharara, Spirit of Truth, Aramaic, and when they add holy, and then they start adding trinities and all this other messed up stuff, they have to go to the letters of Paul. Why would I need to go? Who the fuck is Paul? Is Paul the child that's born and the son that's given? So why do I care what Paul's saying? Clown? You understand what I'm saying? So I'll show you at the end. Watch. It's almost done.
For the super chat. Dalton, please mute him.
Complete fool. Your channel, I just shut you down, man. I just shut your whole channel down.
That's weird.
You think you know what you're talking about. You don't. These guys really don't. They really don't know what they're talking about. He's going to pull up his own. He's going to pull up his own. See, they always go to the blue letter Bible. They always go to this type of thing right here. This is not truth right here. And I'm going to show you here as what I'm going to show you. I'll just show you. Watch. He's going to pull up. I'll show you the corruption in here. Watch.
Show me, Christopher. He is wild.
Stop muting. Bani, B-A-N, listen to me. B-A-N-I. Is that plural or singular? Singular, plural.
B is not a Hebrew letter.
Oh, B is not a Hebrew letter. Okay. He just said, pronounced it with the B in it. You understand what I'm saying? And there is no consonant B. All right? But he's not understanding. There is a plural and a singular for these words. Many sons or one single son? Which version of Bene am I going to use? Bani or Bene? Bin? Bani? Which one? Tell me. Because there is a very distinct thing happening. And here, if he dares to try to use it with Isaiah, what we were talking about, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, it's singular. So yes, a singular child is born and a singular son is given because there's only one begotten of both. No. What? 8th century BC? Yeah. Oh, wait. He got Jesus' birth wrong. He doesn't even know.
Let me ask the guest here real quick. What is your point, though, in all of this? Like, what is the point?
You're the ones claiming Jesus is not the Messiah?
Well, we're saying we don't believe he is. Yeah, we don't think Isaiah 9 is talking about Jesus.
Yeah. Now, what's your evidence that it's not talking about Jesus?
Well, yeah. I mean, Go ahead, Bill.
Jesus wasn't born in the 8th century BCE, and the child in question was already born.
8th century BC?
Yeah,
Why does it need to be born in 8th century BC?
because it says, "Unto us a child has been born," not a child shall be
No,
born.
no, no, no. See, you don't know. Do you know the day that King Herod died? What year did King Herod die?
4 BCE.
4 BCE. And 2 years after, for it took him 2 years to slaughter 144,000 from every tribe. 2 years he was doing that. He didn't just do it right away.
What source
So
is that?
then in the next scripture, it says that the Magi went to visit this child who
Hold on.
became 2 years old. So
You
what's
said
4 plus 2?
144,000?
What's
4 plus 2 is
144,000
6
people?
BC.
Okay.
4 plus 2 is 6 BC. Where do you get this 8 BC? And by the way, this prophecy of a virgin bearing a son is talking about a future child, because Isaiah existed before the actual birth of the virgin, by the way. So it doesn't change the context. So he's trying to make himself appear smart, as if, oh, it says a child will be born, will be. It hasn't happened yet. Well, of course, we're reading out of Isaiah, you moron. It's a prophecy. Just like the prophecy before it to Adam, that a woman will bear seed of her own, is before Yeshua was born. So what is your point? What is the point? You're wrong when you say 8 BC. 2 years. It's documented in scripture gospel that the Magi visited him on the day he was born, following the star over Jerusalem or Bethlehem. There they come to him, give him the gifts. They give the child, baby, newborn, gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They remained in the land for 2 years because of the thing Herod was doing, the decree, where he started to be afraid and started slaughtering any child 2 years and under. 2 years and under. Why? Why would he slaughter any child 2 years and under? If 6 BC is the correct number, 7-6, right? He's saying 8. 8, that if you say 8, that's going to make Jesus 4 years old. And Herod died in 4 BC. And the proof is in what the Gospels say, that the Magi came when he was born, and then later they went to Nazareth where he was 2 years old. 4 plus 2 is 6. Now you could take some months to make it like in the 7th year, towards the end of the 7th year, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe it's September, October, maybe, and then it becomes the 6th year. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
This guy's a fool.
I can't even talk, and I'm hosting, with you. So
I don't care.
I'm trying to ask about the 144,000. Christopher, can you write in the side that you'll let me speak? Because I haven't been able to talk at all, though.
It's crazy.
And I know you and him are going back and forth, but if I can't even talk, what's the point?
Yeah.
He said 144,000 he slaughtered. That Herod.
I did not say that. That's a lie. He said, I said 144,000 were slaughtered. Did I say that? Or did I say 144,000 from each tribe? And then he wanted the reference to that, because he thinks that's referenced in Revelations, where it talks about 144,000 are given crowns. I didn't say that neither. I said slaughtered by Herod 144,000 from Tyre to Sidon. Where's it documented? You mean you don't know? You don't believe Jesus is the Messiah, and yet you don't even know where it's documented that King Herod sent out a decree to slaughter every child 2 years and under? Check it out.
Source, because I've never heard that before.
He's never heard that before.
Yeah, he said it happened after 4 BCE, which would mean it happened after Herod was already dead.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
If Jesus is born in 6 BC, what's 2 minus 6, everyone? Let's take 2. So if Jesus is born in 6 BC, the Magi came to him, brought him gifts. Then the Magi see him in Nazareth, and he's 2 years old. Subtract 2. What do you got left? 4. King Herod died. After he was trying to slaughter children, he ended up dying in 4 BC. This is facts. He is lying to people thinking he's smart and wise, and he's not. So do you see how I did the math? Jesus is 2 years old. First he's 7. These are 6 in a sense. 7 if you want to add some months. 6 will add. Born. Magi give him gifts. 2 years later, after he flees to Egypt, remember they leave to Egypt, the Magi are still there, making sure. They're like, what's going on? Now Herod's slaughtering people. The child is safe in Egypt. 2 years go by. And then in Matthew, it says they saw him again before they went back home when the child was 2 years old. Child is 2 years old. That makes it 4 BC. Herod dies. Facts.
Yeah. Real quick super chat here. Thank you so much.
Super chat.
Green Country.
$5.
Forestry, really appreciate
We
it.
begs and
Scholarship
bum.
is
We're
nice,
bums.
debate is interesting, but this is a competition.
Jesus says, carry your own purse. Carry your own purse. You think you're a teacher? You're trying to even deny the Messiah anyway? All this other stuff? Carry your own purse. What are you doing being a bum? What are you borrowing, cheating, and stealing off of people for? The knowledge is truth. Truth is freely given. Sacrificial lamb died for all people in the sense for the second death. And you're trying to stake a claim so you can collect money? You're just as foul as any religion.
He goes, there's no wisdom here.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know about all that, but
All right. So I just want to recognize them. So, okay, Christopher, I'm bringing you back on here real quick here. What source do you have for the 144,000 being slaughtered by Herod, or 2 years after Herod?
That's in the Gospels.
144,000 were
From
slaughtered.
from each tribe, 144,000 from each tribe, and it was a 2-year span because when the Magi came, they just didn't come with 3 kings because you probably heard three kings, that song, right?
What
From
source
Orient.
is there in
It was a whole horde of people that came Magi-wise.
What exact text says 144,000 from each tribe?
Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up for you.
I'll give you the text.
yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Commercial again. Commercials, because we monetize, because we're trying to make money. You won't see that from me. No. I give it free.
but it's not
Free.
12,000.
That's the sealed. That's the sealed people in Revelations.
Here,
So
144.
I'll
You get
go,
that.
Christopher.
King Herod slaughtered 144,000 from Tyre to Sidon. Where in the Bible for them? Matthew 2, verse 16 through 18. Matthew 2, verse 16 through 18. There you go.
Here.
Okay.
So we'll see where it mentions specifically.
It's a massacre of innocent people.
Yeah. Let's see where it says 144,000. When Herod saw that he had tricked the match.
Does it specifically give the number 144,000? Where do we get that number from? And why do we get that number? Because the church fathers, and I'm not talking Ignatius and Clementine, I'm not talking the popes, I'm not talking Catholicism, I'm not talking Roman Christianity, I'm talking before then, the actual fathers, Peter, John, James, the actual 12 disciples themselves going into the churches of Asia Minor were teaching the truth. 144,000 from each tribe. This is where Catholicism gets it. This is where these other church fathers later pick it up, because always it's from a earlier text, an earlier oral tradition that was being spoken. That's where you get it. They just want to pull up and try to say, they're trying to prove it's not there, Christopher. It doesn't say 144,000, but they think they got me. Now watch what I do.
When tricked by the Magi, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in around Bethlehem who were 2 years old and under, according to the time that he had learned from the Magi. Then what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing in loud lamentation. Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they were no more. Where is this 144,000 at?
This is called the... Now, mind you, I'm really not angry. I have zeal for the truth. So when I find people that lie and then they call me names or say I'm on drugs, now you pissed me off, man, because you'd never say that to my face. You'd never say it if I was face to face with you, you dirty clown. Ever. Don't you ever make false accusations. But because they're keyboard gangsters, this is what they did. This is what they do. The keyboard gangsters. Because they don't have repercussions for the things that they do. They don't take responsibility for their words or their actions when they do this, because they know in the real world, if you tried to pull that clown crap.
Massacre of Innocents, this event refers specifically to Bethlehem and its surrounding. Some traditional accounts, which are the church fathers, the original people who gave you the Bible, have mentioned the 144,000 from every tribe.
Where?
That's why later in Revelations it declares no one knows, no one can claim his generation or any of the people that were born when Jesus was born, because they were all wiped out.
Where? You want to know where? That's another cemented thing. In it, no one knows. Who can speak of his generation? Who can speak of Jesus's generation? This is in the Bible. I'm going to show everybody this. If you remind me in the chats to show you where it says who can speak of his generation, because they were all wiped out. That cements the fact that there was 100. That means that there's something truthful to the church fathers making the claim that 144,000 of every tribe were killed. There's something truthful about that, because the Gospels themselves do contain who can speak of his generation when they were wiped out. Wiped out. Can you imagine that? King Herod's so afraid. King Herod's not afraid of 3 kings. No, there was a horde of people who stayed for 2 years. That's what freaked the King Herod out. And he wouldn't dare go against Keturah's children back then, because Keturah's children, remember, were 6 sons. And if you get a horde of people coming into Israel, the little bitty land, looking for a king, and little King Herod sitting on his little Roman throne, thinking he has power, when he forgot about a whole mess. Rome is not very big. Rome conquered what? When people say, mighty Rome, Rome is mighty. Rome conquered mainly around Mediterranean. That's not even a fifth of the land mass of the people. But they make these claims, oh, it's such a powerful nation. Oh, powerful. When these guys came, Magi came, and a horde of people there, that guy was scared to death. Because you know, King Herod, Rome knew about Alexander the Great. You understand Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great even tried to go in that direction, and he was stopped. Cold turkey. He conquered only so far, and then he was stopped. Because he's like, oh shit, these are warriors. These are people that don't clown around. Just like when America went into Afghanistan, thought that they were bigwigs. See, they go around fighting little bitty nations. But when you start getting involved in the bigger nations, you're going to have a big problem, bro. Big problem. Your technology ain't going to save you neither. Because Afghanistan people, what kind of technology? They live in brick homes. You live in your fancy luxury palaces in America, driving your fancy cars. All your technological weapons couldn't even defeat a bunch of mountain men. You think you're something? Ha! See, this is what this is the ego of kings. This is the ego of retardedness. Let's continue.
Wiped out. That's why he has no generation to speak of. There's nobody was there. They took him and took him into Egypt. Meanwhile, for 2 years, any child from 2 years and under were slaughtered by Herod because they were afraid a king was going to be born. Why would Herod, the ruler of the whole empire, why would he have a great fear to start slaughtering children? Think about that.
Ruler of the empire. Did you hear the guy ask Herod, ruler of the empire, who was occupying Israel during the time of Jesus, everyone? Oh, was Herod the ruler at the time of the empire of Rome in the location he was at? He most certainly was. He most certainly was.
Three guys came up to you and said, "Hey, where's the baby?" You're not going to freak out. But when a horde of magi, because that was a horde that come, you're going to start freaking out. And especially if they stay in your land for 2 years to make sure that that child doesn't get slaughtered by this wild man Herod. And 4 plus 2 equals what?
Yeah,
4?
6.
6. So in 6 BC is when the Christ was born. The Mashiach was born in 6 BC, not 1 Adonai, like they always say, 1 AD. No, it's 6 BC. You said 8. You give me, why do you say 8?
They usually
That's
say
improper math.
under Quirinius's census, and then also from the Herod stuff, which would contradict between Matthew and Luke. Quirinius is doing this in the Common Era, and that's 10 years distance between Herod. So you have a problem between the genealogy, the narrative, the birth narratives between Matthew and Luke.
There's no problem.
But you agree with
what they forget is they don't realize, because they made the mistake that Jesus, they're trying to make the assumption of going underneath lunar and solar calendars, right? So they made a false assumption because they were switching the lunar and solar back and forth. So they made the false assumption AD1, Jesus was born AD1 because it's the new Adonai Nominus, whatever. That's the beginning. Jesus was born. No. So then certain people started adding things, going off different censuses, different. So then they start getting these false claims. All you got to do is look when Herod died, 4 BC. That's a known fact. Look at the gospel, 2-year-old Jesus. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 BC. Give or take the 7. I give or take the 7 if you're born in a late 7th century in the sense of September, October, November, December era. Yeah. It wasn't Christ say that Christ was born in December? That you celebrate Christmas in December? Well, then that would be 7 at the very end of December, but then the next month you have 6 BC.
I'm wrong.
More commercials. I tell you what, these people got more commercials. This is stupid. I hate commercials. Propaganda. I just have zeal, you guys. I have zeal for the truth. I'm telling you. I hate and these guys. You heard them mocking me, and they saying I have drugs, all that stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that. You don't get to get by with that without me. Literally, I'm gonna hit your channel hard now. I may critique even more of your videos and make you really look foolish.
It's forbidden by the Mashiach. Don't go to the Gentiles.
I'll tell you
That's why I say I don't believe in Paul's letters. First John accuses him of being an antichrist.
I'll give you
Let's go. Come on now. What's going on with my conversation? Rewind.
No,
I want to go here. There we go.
Paul's ridiculous. He's an antichrist.
I want you to say why I say Paul's ridiculous.
and that's 10 years distance between Herod. So you have a problem between the genealogy
I
and
leave
the narrative.
nothing out. I give you the full truth.
But you agree with the church fathers and their interpretations of these things?
Now, when I say church fathers, I'm not speaking on religious Catholicism. Galileans were the ones that followed the Christ. Peter himself and First John call Paul an antichrist. I don't believe in Paul's letters. Paul's ridiculous. He's an antichrist. First John tells you if he
beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. You see, Paul can say some nice things, add some truth, but then mingle in his nonsense. Pharisees did that in the days of Jesus. You think Paul's any different when they create Roman Christianity? Why would all of Rome convert into Christianity when for years they sat there killing Galileans, feeding them to lions? For years they did this. Nero, the biggest one, doing it. Now all of a sudden overnight a decree goes out. Everyone must convert and be a Christian, the Roman Christian now. And now we're going to create popes too. Oh, then we have a schism. Oh, now we got Byzantine. And now we have more breakaways. Martin Luther. And then we have all. Same thing in Islam. Islam did the same thing, mind you. I'm not defending any religion. I think they're all crazy. Dead man graves full of dead men bones.
Yeah, they say they came from us. So Jesus specifically told these guys, don't go to the Gentiles. They get this from a resurrected man. They physically saw the guy. This guy has a vision, and now he's going to start going to the Gentiles, which was forbidden by the Mashiach. Don't go to the Gentiles.
I'll tell you
That's
this,
why I
man.
say I don't believe in Paul's letters. First John accuses him of being an antichrist.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this, Christopher. That's the first non-crazy thing you've said in this entire conversation.
Don't try to kiss my butt now. You're a clown, and you made false accusations. If you came to my channel and you apologized to me publicly, then I'll respect you better. I'll respect you. But without apology, without submitting to the truth, you're not submitting to me. Submit to the truth. The truth. But me, you offended me in the flesh. That's what Jesus said. Remember, the Pharisees came to Jesus. They said, are we not right in saying you're a Samaritan and you have a devil? And Jesus said what to him? Well, that's what this guy did to me. So now I'm saying back to you. You disrespect the Father and you dishonor me. Now where's your apology? Public apology, because you did it publicly. Now you publicly apologize as well. Don't try to kiss my butt, because I'm well aware of flattery and I can't stand it. You only know now, you got a truth about Paul now. Now he's going to go, because these guys reject things. Now they're going to go with my teaching. This is why I don't like doing this. I really don't like giving people truth, because then they try to take of the truth. They just like Paul. They just like all the other hypocrites. They'll take a seed of the truth, add leaven to it, and then go and attack other people and say, oh, but Paul, yeah, First John says he's an antichrist. Jesus commanded, don't go to the... They'll start using this against Christians, and I don't like that. Because you didn't have this knowledge. I gave it to you, you clown. Now you're going to kiss my butt?
As they say, I don't believe in Paul's letters. First John accuses him of being an antichrist.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this, Christopher. That's the first non-crazy thing you've said in this entire conversation.
No, I'm telling you, you better start understanding that when you get your point of view from a religion, it's going to always be altered already.
I don't get my point of view from
yes, religion, you just got it, because you think son and child are not separate.
400 with the $9.99. If you're an Israelite, how could you believe the Jesus narrative when Jesus is supposed to be a Jew and Jews aren't Israelites? Well, then Harriet was around Israel, was around God.
That makes no sense.
Let's ask the chat. Let's ask the chat. How many tribes were in Israel during the time of the Mashiach? Does he even know that?
Oh.
Or is he just babbling in the...
Hang on. Oops. Something happened with my thing, didn't it? Did the battery die? Yeah. Hang on a minute. I think the battery died. How much charge do I have on this one? Plenty. Let me put this one back on so I can put the screen back on for everyone. It happens sometimes, you guys. It happens with these things. I've been on my phone all day, you know, doing work. I do other things other than teach God's word. You guys know that. But here I'm very zealous when it comes to the truth. I don't allow liars. I can't stand liars. Doctrines of devils. I need to upload that song here, my Doctrines of Devils song. Oh, I do have it, don't I? I do have Doctrines of Devils. I'll play it. This is almost over. And then I'll take questions, I'll read questions, I'll read comments, I'll post them all up so that everybody can see any comments that have been made. Because I don't hide comments either. I put everything. I show it. I'm you know how when the government say, what's that word they say? We're transparent. We're the most transparent. No, I'm transparent. I'm transparent. You people are liars. You only wish you could be like me. You only wish you could be like me. But you have egos. You can't be like me. You have egos. You know, every time I learn something new, I'll tell you the truth about this. Every time the Most High God teaches me something that I did not know, that opened up the truth in my mind, in my heart, I collapse to the floor in fear, in awe, in shock by this power, by his wonderfulness. That's the real me. Here, sometimes I'm loud and I'm zealous and stuff like that, but in my secret, when the Most High God is teaching me, I am in tears. I am, and I'm not trying to boast to let you know these things. I just want people to understand that my heart is clean. My heart is pure. And I am, in that sense, frightened of God. I'm scared of God, most definitely. If you can understand what I'm saying. All right, so let me enter in back into the studio again. And then we'll continue. It's almost over because you're going to lie and say, we got to go eat our spaghetti. We're going to go eat our spaghetti. All right. And waiting for the entering in. Join as a guest. There we go. There we go. There we are. All right. Put me in. Turn that volume down. All right. Now let's continue where we had left off. Bear with me. I'm a poor man. I'm a poor man with ghetto stuff. You should see how you should see how I have everything. Look, I'll show you. You should see I got all these plugs. Look, plugs there to go to that phone, and that phone's jacked. I'm running on a fixed budget of internet and all this to give you the truth, to reach the people massive, to give them and show them the truth, right? I got to do what I can do. All right, sorry about that. Let's rewind a little bit and we'll start over.
We get on 700 years.
Let's ask the chat. How many tribes were in Israel during the time of the Mashiach? Dude, does he even know that? Or is he just babbling?
Okay, so this guy says this. If you're an Israelite, how could you believe the Jesus narrative when Jesus is supposed to be a Jew? First of all, I just said in the beginning, Jews are idiots. I don't believe in Jews. Jews are religion. It's not a tribe. Yehudite, or Yehudi, singular, is the tribe. They took in linguistics and took out a noun, like a name. My name's Christopher. You're going to change my name to something else when you write a book? Fallacy. Corruption. You took the name of God in vain. Fallacy. Corruption. So you're going to take a tribe, Judah. Why not just write Judah? Judah's the tribe of Judah. Why did you change Judah to say Jew? And then Jew, you did it. I know why you did it. I'll tell you why you did it. Because now you're taking Jew and you're trying to represent Jew as all the 12 tribes and the 13 of Dinah. That's what they're doing. To try to compress it into their organization of their little horn. No, you can't do that. You liars. So Jews aren't Israelites. Well, as an Israelite, a Galilean, Levi, I'm a Galilean. I followed the Messiah. If I was alive in the days of him, and I was a Levi that lived in the land, and I lived in his town of Nazareth or Galilee or Bethany, and I'm a Levi, I follow him. Yeah. What do you mean I don't believe in the Messiah? What do you mean I don't believe in Yeshua? What do you mean? I am an Israelite. That's why I do believe in him. Jews don't. Clearly, they're seat of synagogue of Satan. Christians, you fools, but you're going to give them all your money. And then you're going to make war against Islam because you think Islam is and I show everybody there is corruption all over the place, but there is truth. There is going to be a unification of all the believers once they get the absolute truth of what their books mean. There is only one God. There is a Son of God. I can't help it you wrote Allah and distorted his name. That's not my fault. I'm not the one who wrote it. I'm writing it now. I'm giving it to you now. So don't blame me for what you read from prior scribes. I'm showing you the declaration of the word Allah is generic. It should be Adonai Elohim, took up no sons. The Son of God has no sons. Not my fault you got it wrong. And now you're going to make arguments against your brothers and sisters, and you're going to have Christian phobia or Islamophobia or Jew phobia, whatever they want to call themselves, which is ignorance. But let's begin. It's almost over. It doesn't have to be wisdom. There was only three. There was only three. There was Levi, because Levi had to do the priestly work. There was the eldest, because it takes two witnesses to testify of the Mashiach. So they had the eldest, Judah, and then the youngest was Benjamin. Everyone else had been exiled to different lands. Occasionally they would come in and maybe be fishermen or do work, but there was only three tribes. Tobias Singer, who is a big rabbi, he'll even tell you there was only three. I mean, of all things he says, he gets that right, but everything else he's pretty nutty on, because he's claiming to be an Israelite, and he's not. He's a Jew, which is diverse.
If I may chime in just to make the point, I think most people would think that
I'd love to debate that Tobias Singer, that wannabe rabbi. You are a wannabe rabbi. I'd love to debate him. I expose him when he claims he's a Israelite from the lineage of Jacob, and then I say, how do you know it? He'll give me my mother, my maternal. What the fuck you talking about, maternal? We are paternal, not maternal. I know what you did to get your maternal mitochondrial DNA. We know what you did to get that maternal, but we don't go by maternal. We never have. That's why when he pulled up that word, it's a patron word. Paternal is how you refine the true Israelite. Tobias Singer.
there were typically understood to be three tribes. I think the reason they do that is because the other tribes were already scattered back under Assyria 800 years earlier. So most people believe the lost tribes had been lost. The historical critical scholarship that I study believe that they had been completely lost. And there are other course.
He said that he studies. Let me give you, and I tell him, but I want to iterate it right here, and then you can hear me say it again. How can you be lost? Now think about this. If you're lost, then that means the Talmud is wrong. Oh, listen to this. If you are claiming to have a lost, that there was lost tribes, then the Talmud itself, which is the history of the tribes in exile. So if I have a history book, I must know the location of those tribes, right? It's a history. Oh, they're in Babylon. They're in Assyria. This guy lived there. This guy lived in that city. This guy spoke that language. This is what they did on that year of that month of that day. And you've got this in Talmud record? If you're lost, then the Talmud is a lie. Are you following what I just said? If these guys are supposedly lost, then the Talmud's a lie? How can you have a history of lost people? How can you have a history book of people lost? You know why they say that? That's created. So that they could create the fake maternal type thing that you have as the little horn. Fact.
Mythologies that they're on the other side of a river or on the other side of a mountain.
Let me stop you there.
Real quick, because I haven't talked a lot during this. You can go to Josephus. Josephus will say that the lost tribes are east of the Euphrates without number, beyond numbering.
He just cemented his own destruction. If Josephus says that there are tribes located here, how are they lost if Josephus is writing about it? What?
That they are not in Rome. But we do actually have tribesmen or people from other tribes, according to the Gospels, in Jerusalem or in Galilee, in this region, in the territory where Jesus is located.
I never said there wasn't. More stupid commercial. I never said there wasn't people that were coming in and out. I never said that. I said there was. But the main tribes that lived there were three main ones. The more they talk, the more ignorance they become. And they get exposed. And I hope a lot of people from their channel understand and come to my channel. You want truth? Come to my channel. I'll teach it to you. And I don't charge you money, and I don't want your money, and I don't want your donations neither. I don't need none. I work. I have a real man job. I do work with my hands.
Most of the people went into Afghanistan. Any word like when you got Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, not necessarily just Pakistan. Most of the Pashtuns have migrated towards that because most of them are Indian Muslims who left Hinduism and then they wanted their own land. If you look at Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, anything that ends in stan in that area, that's your tribes. They were,
or what you would call in the Islamic world, they call the land of Khorasan.
always there. They got conquered by caliphates, and then kind of their identities became suppressed. And then America in World War II creates this diverse group of fake Jews who now are causing the world global problems right now. And this is a fact.
So
these people have never been lost. They've always been there.
What I'm trying to say is there is in the gospel a woman from a whole nother tribe.
Dina. Yeah.
That is highlighted. So it's not exclusively only the three tribes. You have people who are identified in the gospel that aren't just from those three, but I would say you would probably agree with me that the predominant tribes that exist in the region were three major tribes, right?
Yes, three major tribes. And then every once in a while, people would come into the land for work or to visit their parents, so on and so forth, or relatives, because they're all, it's a clan. Tribes are clans. So it'd be like if you take a vacation to go visit your grandmother who lives in a different state. America's huge compared to Israel. So you can imagine the traveling distance would kind of be the same as you going to visit your grandparents. But Dinah is where they get the lost tribe analogy from, is because Dinah's not really mentioned anymore. Like, she's mentioned as being one of Jacob's daughters, 13th tribe in a sense.
And then one of the sons of Shechem or something like that, a Canaanite group, tried to rape or molest her. And then that's when her brothers got together and had them circumcise themselves. And then the next morning when they all woke up, they was all sore. And all of them went in and they slaughtered all of them and said, "Shall we let you treat our sister like a prostitute or a hooker or a whore? How dare you? You try to mingle into our family in a perverted way rather than a spiritual way. You dirty, we don't intermarry. We don't do that." You understand? So they got their payback whenever they agreed, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get circumcised for you. Yeah. So when it's a story, read the story. You'll see what they did to them.
I don't really hear anything about her at all. That's where they get that lost tribe story from. It's because who's Dinah? What is her lineage? Who seeded her to create babies, right? Because a man has to seed the woman.
In the Hebrew Bible, there are passages where the northern dispersion takes place. And of course, you have people who go to the south from the north, probably bringing some of their stories. And then, of course, you have this documented in Assyrian records as well. You're not saying that the dispersion of actual people from the land didn't happen under Assyria.
There is a dispersion, yes, but they all went to lands called Khorasan. They still reside in these lands. To this day, even though most of them now were conquered through caliphates and now they're Islamic. But a lot of them in different lands, they don't hold to that Sharia, especially Pashtuns. Like in Afghanistan, Pashtuns go by Pakhtunwali. It's called Pakhtunwali. Sure, they might see some of the Sharia and they agree with a little bit of it, but they don't. Islam of Sharia does not control the Pakhtun, is not over Pakhtunwali at all. They have their own separate code, which is very much in accordance with the ordinances and judgments of Moses himself. In fact, there's people they call themselves by the house of Moses.
Explain to you where they create this word dispersion in the sense of like what that guy was saying, they're going to come back to Israel. People are going to come back, right? No, I have my relatives. These are relatives of mine. Okay. And anybody can come to my channel. I've proved my genealogy. So there was a Muslim princess named Zaida of Seville. She married Alfonso. Zaida is a great grandmother of mine. She married this guy named Alfonso, and then she converted into Islam. This is happening in Spain. She gives birth to a daughter named...
Or not Islam. She converted into Christianity. So Zayed of Seville converted into Christianity, not Islam. That is a mistake that I made there that I catch and I correct it. But I've already taught it here anyway, so people can understand. Oh wait, no, yes, Christianity she converted into. Isabel. This Isabel gives birth to the Queen Isabella, who married Ferdinand II. What did King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabella do? They kicked out Jews. These people that were in the land claiming that they were Israelite, but they were Jews, seat of the synagogue of Satan. So they kicked them out, and this is the actual dispersion where Christopher Columbus brings them to America and get. All right, there I am. Sorry about that. All right, let's continue. I'm having trouble with these chargers. My sister had come over one day and took my charger and left hers, and hers is a faulty one. So that's why she took mine. So I'm having trouble with my own charger. I got to get me another charger here. But let's continue before the other phone dies now.
Get spread out. And then later on, after World War II, then they all are like, oh, King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabella do? They kicked out Jews. These people that were in the land claiming that they were Israelite, but they were Jews, seat of the synagogue of Satan. So they kicked them out. And this is the actual dispersion where Christopher Columbus L. This Isabel gives birth to the Queen Isabella, who married Ferdinand II. What did King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabella do? They kicked out Jews. These people that were in the land claiming that they were Israelite, but they were Jews, seat of the synagogue of Satan. So they kicked them out. And this is the actual dispersion where Christopher Columbus brings them to America and they get spread out. And then later on, after World War II, then they go are like, oh, we're Israelites, let's go back to the land. And then they start taking land from people. They create this wars and all this other chaos. And then they're trying to create Islamophobia around for everyone else in the world to go against another group that was already residing there.
Okay,
So
real quick. Let me get some super chats real quick.
So that's how dispersion, in the sense that when they use dispersion, they're not speaking of the exile of the original Tajikistan, Pakistan, all these stand Khorasan lands. No, they want to use where Isabella hired Christopher Columbus, the JW as well, and then they come to America and they ride the coattails of the Patriots like Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, and then later on in World War II they create, as I said. So you can kind of see the history of how the beast in Daniel 7, how the beast and its little horn were created. This is the lie. And now every Christian believes this nonsense. Every Muslim believes in this nonsense of a fake history that's been given, and it's not true. One of these days, all of the Khorasan lands are going to wake up out of their nightmare of conquered by caliphates. And then they're going to say, hey, let's go back to where we really came from. Let's go back to Israel. Let's show them we're the real Israelites. By flesh, if you want to talk flesh. Now, everyone can be a spirit Israelite. You know, Mashiach, Jesus, in the sense, the Yeshua, and the truth of all that I teach. That's the unification of global sacrifice for all people to accept the truth in that sense. But until that day, you're stuck in this fallacy of a lie and corruption, this doctrine of devil. That's what we're in.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Israel and Palestine back then was united. Thank you so much.
Yes, Palestine, which I say before, is a mingled group that came out with Israel, Samaria, Samaritans in the land of Samaria. So you get all these people that at one time, they knew the truth. And then these children of Hagar enter into the land, and that's what Gaza is about. So again, you have the fake manner of the Israelites, and then the fake people claiming to be Palestinians and Samaritans, when clearly they have no bloodline to the Canaanite lineage, nor to bloodline to the Indian Hindu type heritage. Yet when you see the media, you're killing Gazans, or you're harming Palestinians, or this or that. It's always these children of Hagar coming out saying this, because they're the ones that had conquered these people and suppressed them, changed their language, made them start speaking Arabic. And even in today, which clearly you have the 6 sons of Keturah, which is Syria, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, all these groups, Sheba down the Sheba where Yemen is now, all of them in your today society, you'll get governments calling that the people surrounding Israel, they're all Arab nations. How the fuck are they Arab nations when their mother's Keturah, their father's Abraham, and their mother's not Hagar? Genesis 25, verse 1 through 3. Fact. Fact. What are they going to do? They're going to get rid of the Torah? They're going to get rid of the Bible? They're going to trample and burn all these books and get rid of them because the truth sets you free, and this is the documented history of reality and facts? That's what these people are going to have to do, because it's documented. The truth is there, but they don't teach it from the podiums, but it's all in our books. So what happens when this truth gets out? Is the radical Dajjal AI going to start manifesting itself in this way and try to distort or get rid of books that contain the truth and evidence? I'll probably.
That super chat, appreciate the recognition. And then Jam Nick, thank you for the super chat. Captain Skeleton Man, huh? So you didn't want to keep the name the press gave you after J6 lectern guy?
J6, who is this? I don't know what he's talking about. I know my videos are played. Billions of people see me because that podcasters like Muslim Lantern, Christian Prince, these guys are Sam Simone, God Logic. They use my videos when I appear on a podcast. They'll clip my videos and then try to make money and profit off of me.
Were you present for January 6th at DC?
No.
I think that's what they're talking about. The guy that
I'm not even American. I don't even live in America, so how could I be present in that land?
I think it's just they're making a humorous comparison between your appearance and the guy who's dressed up in that. Listen, Christopher, I need to go eat some dinner. I don't know about you, Dalton, but this has been a wild ride of a live stream, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't take any more crazy. I
can't take any more lack of understanding and education that you actually have.
Ditto.
When you deny, when there's a history, all books are just histories of men. I hope you understand that. All books are history of men. Do you believe? No, they threw me out. See, they threw me out. Anyways, see, they don't even listen to the truth when the truth's presented right in front of their face. It's right in front of your face. And then what do? They tried to make a claim. I ain't got nothing to do with January. What the fuck are you talking about, you stupid idiot clowns? Don't try to throw me in your mix of your MAGA and your governmental bullshit that you all fucking do. I don't give a rat's ass about it. Don't drag me into your shit. I speak the truth. I expose liars like this. Fact. Now, let me go out of here real quick, because like I said, I was going to show you. All right, we have a lot of
all these people that have left comments. A lot of people leaving comments, but I don't. Some of these people have never been to my channel or ever, so they must be coming from this guy's channel here. So I'm in no affiliation with anybody but other than myself, everyone. Understand that. That everybody that knows my channel knows that for a fact. So don't start coming here from other people's channel, leaving stupid, ignorant comments, right? Because I'm not part of your guys' bullcrap shit show. I don't care for it. I'm known. I'm a verified channel. That's why I don't need subscribers to go live. I'm verified in that sense. So let's go to when I was wanting to show you in the actual Hebrew words, just to show everybody these evidences. That way we can have it, you know, properly sealed. We can seal these people's fate. Isaiah 9, verse 6, for unto us a child here, Yeled. What is that? A literal offspring. Look at that. A lad or offspring, boy, child, fruit, son, young man, one. Now, let's go to here. And a son, right there, and a son is given. Oh, look, Benny. What could it mean? A son as a builder of the family, a name in the wildest sense, a literal and figurative relationship, including grandson, subject, nation, quality or condition. Oh, so what's the condition of all of them? Is they were sinners, so they had to have a sacrificial lamb. So there you have it. So they had a sacrificial lamb for all in that sense. So son of God, son of man. Son of man's the child. It's a literal flesh, like you saw that idiot deny. And then you have the literal son of God, which is only begotten. It's spirit, and through whom all things are created. And this son was given by the Father as the sacrificial, in the sense that he entered into his own vessel, the living temple, the Word, and the Son of God says of this flesh, meaningless flesh, I will destroy this temple and in 3 days resurrect it, for it was a command from my Father that I can take the life and I can give life. That was from the beginning, because through him all things are made. There obviously he can give life to all the things made. He's not God, though. He's his son. And the son was granted all power and authority. So when you read, Father, glorify me as you glorify thyself, it doesn't mean that he's lifting him up greater than the Father. It means he is setting his son upon his throne. Son meaning the spirit, not flesh. Flesh got put on the cross, but the son is elevated to the throne of his Father, and all power and authority are granted unto him. How do we recognize him? Is because the lamb that was slain will be lifted up as well, and that will be the vessel that you and I will be able to observe and say, there's the Son of God, and the Father resides in the Sabbath, resides in the Lord of the Sabbath. Who's the Lord of the Sabbath? The Son of God. Flesh is meaningless. Spirit gives it life. So there you have the understanding. That's the truth. All right, so now we have all of the, let's go through these comments here. TBO, I saw what they did to you and it was not appropriate. Very good, yes. But this is normal. I mean, everybody does this stuff to me. false accusations. Hello, Christopher. I spoke to you on Sunday. I like how you are exposing their lack of understanding. Thank you, Tranquil. Yes, Tranquil wins. Indeed, Tranquil wins. Dalton dropped the ball. Christopher, please permit me to give you some background here. The host of that show has an overinflated opinion of himself because Professor, well, I don't really, get involved in arguments with people in the manner of this guy's that or that. I look at the truth. He who speaks the falseness, I just am going to expose it. I don't offend people. They offend me. I just show you the truth. And if you're offended by the truth, it's not me you're offended by. You're just offended by the truth. But I don't, fight and bicker like a school kid in chat rooms or on my YouTube channel anyway. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do any of that in that manner, but just for you to get an understanding about me. TBD, why do you ask the particular question? You have knowledge of biblical scholars. I know you're curious. Well, I could throw Richard Carrier in the mix. Well, I don't know any of these people. Only one I know is the truth, and I know the Mashiach. And that's all that I care about. You understand? That's all I care about. Everything else is Satan. It's just liars. So I'm just exposing their lie. If they repent and come to the truth, then it doesn't affect me and it doesn't hurt me in that sense, because I'm not your judge. Oh, RT came. Christopher the Roman got to Scotland. North Africa, Spain, and Mesopotamia in the east, and Armenia in the Armenia in the east. I like Christopher that my grandfather had one similar. Every time the Romans are mentioned for some reason, it reminds me of Spock. Because I think they're logical. Which would be 6 AD. The polymath guy. I don't know any of these people. Mention correction. A scholar in Lebanon called Mohammed Hijab is doing his PhD thesis in Hijab is another crazy man. It's just that what they're studying is already a doctrine of devil anyway, so they're not going to have a proper theology when they get out of their school. Just that's a point blank. Talking amongst yourselves. I feel bad for I don't know what all they're talking about. Chris, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Yes, exactly. And that's whenever I get new things. Yeah, I'm I'm petrified because I don't know why he's giving it to me and not someone else. Like why me? I'm a nobody in that manner. There's people who are probably way more intelligent and smarter and everything else than me on subjects, but why they don't get it, I don't know. Um, and then the rest of the stuff I read, he thinks because okay, and then that. I read that already. Am I just reading? The more you learn, the more you realize how little you knew. I would say the more you learn, the more you realize how little you knew, because then you know more stuff that confirms that you were dumb. And that happens to me pretty much every day. The wisest of men's wisdom is foolishness to God, by the way. Marcion is rolling in his grave. Marcion's the first person to write a book called the Bible. Christopher Roman. Okay. Well, yes. Ravioli. I understand. Mesopotamia, Scotland. That to me is all in the same area. But there's a whole, like, all of Asia. Rome didn't go to Asia. Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's 2/3 or more of the landmass that Rome never was around. In that sense, it's been a minute since I have heard that name mentioned. Lots of things here. I don't know if I can scroll. To try to show everybody, but I guess that's it. All right, so there you have it. I just wanted to make this live video, guys, show you guys this type of stuff that like I do, go on different podcasts and prove a point, show people things, and show just how lack of knowledge they really got when, especially if they go around claiming that they've studied something or they know what they're talking about. And sometimes pretty much everything they're saying is something that's taught mainstream to begin with. It's a mainstream anyway. It's not what actually is written. It's not a documented thing that's a truth. And once you dive into it yourselves, so anybody can become like I am. You just got to take the time to actually dive into it, like I did. And yes, of course, I was guided in a manner to see those things that is never taught or spoken of, because there's lots of words of the Lord in books, and many hands have written them. But yeah, when you get actually sit down and start looking at things, like I had shown Ravioli about Moses smiting the water type thing, things start to make sense, like logically, like, oh, wow, yeah, rather than the hocus pocus of what movies and TV shows depict, And that's where most people's theology comes from. Well, what they know today, anyway, is I saw Charlton Heston, and he did what he did. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Charlton Heston did it, most certainly. And don't get me wrong, when I was a kid, I believed it too. Charlton Heston did it. Moses must have done it. It's got to be. It's on the movie screen. It's true. Anyway, I wonder how much hate mail I'm gonna get now. But all they can do is make fun of what I look like, my appearance, all this stuff. What if I cut my hair, shaved my beard, put some glasses on, and dressed up in a suit? What would they say about me then? It don't matter. John the Baptist came fasting and praying, and they said he had a devil. Jesus, did what he did, and they said he had a devil. So
really nothing you can do. They're just going to say you got a devil if you don't agree with them. Even though they don't even know what the word devil means. It's an entity. It's going to possess your body. It goes inside you, possesses your body. But God, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, God. You can't judge me. I didn't do it. Remember, the demon possessed my body. So he did it, not me, God. I get a free ticket into heaven, right? All right, well, I enjoy, you know, because this is my forte in a sense. It's not my forte. I do other things, but I like talking about Word of God. I love God, you know what I mean? Everything I am is because of Him. Without Him, I am nothing. In that sense, I'm nothing without Him. But I'm glad that I get to have a knowledge and a correctness. But then again, at the same time, I don't like being attacked and poked fun of and stuff like that. I don't like that. So maybe I go and one day I might like erase everything, right? And then create a fake AI type character, right? Create a fake AI character that does these teachings, and then I'm not even present. Like nobody will know me. You know, it's just some image of some fakeness, maybe like an alien looking man or something that gives teachings out of these things. You know what I mean? Who knows? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Shalom, salam alaikum. Peace be with you guys. As always, enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, whichever one you are in. And we will close with that song. Let's do that. Let's close out with that song. Here's the song right here.
All music and lyrics and artwork by Christopher AL-MAHDI. Copyright 2025. He is coming. In ancient days, many moons ago, walked many servants, each one flicking his tongue, teaching young ones their doctrines, enslaving them to works of evil, and minds most afraid. Doctrines of devils, we call them. Teachers were teaching and darkness growing. Lies spray like rivers of poison. The people didn't know were flowing. Evil's quietly hiding in scholars' halls. And the sun fell in, watched patiently, seeing through it all. Then the call went forth, and the one of revelation, moon-born messenger, shaped by the sun's direction. He is coming, he is coming. Who can he be? He is rising, he is rising. AL-MAHDI. He came from the heavens like fire falling down, and wherever he walked, he tested every town. Oh, I tried by fireworks, way truth told, but when the smoke cleared, none were found with gold. Doctrines of devils shattered at his roll, and the son of Elohim, his truth rose for all eternity. The only voice still heard. He is coming, he is coming. Who can he be? He is rising, he is rising. AL-MAHDI.